305 Fights, where champions rise.
Fights where the champions rise. 305, donde surgen los campeones, where the champions rise. Mr. Hudson, SFT. How do you say where champions rise in Portuguese?
Hoje os campeões nascem.
The campeones nacen. I love Portuguese. Portuguese is like a mixture between Spanish and French, right?
Yeah, I mean, it comes from the Latin.
Okay.
From the Latin root. I say I speak Portuñol, which is the Portuguese Espanol.
Excellent. We're having a beautiful day here, Midtown, downtown, with the president of SFT, David Hudson. You know, we are a big sponsor, promoter, friends with SFT. He has the best shows, the biggest shows in Brazil. He's going to be here November 2nd for our Three Fights number 21.
Wow.
We're still offering
Blackjack.
We're still offering that all the 305 Fights champion, of course, great record, social media, to go fight in Brazil. We have competitive pay, expenses paid. You want to go fight in Brazil? We want to bring fighters to the United States to Brazil. Let's talk a little bit about that, about bringing 305 Fights fighters and American fighters to Brazil.
You know, the matchmaker Magno that works with me, he was the first to do amateur fighting in Brazil. He has his event is called Fight Club. So when we became matchmaker, I embraced the cause, and the Fight Club has been growing. So, and then when I matched with 305 Fights, you guys have very similar philosophy that we have with Magno in Brazil with the Fight Club. And that's why I felt attracted. So I think it's great synergy to work together because we think alike.
Thank you.
And it's so hard to find people these days. Like we were talking before about the martial arts philosophy. Seems like people are losing that. And
well, we're bringing it back, and we're going to continue to bring it back. You got to check out SFT and social media. What beautiful, incredible shows. And like he said, not only incredible, beautiful, but professional, bringing the martial arts back to martial arts. He was just saying he had a fight. He has a fighter that's like 50-0 or 50-1.
50-1. We do kickboxing fights with MMA gloves. We have a guy, he's 50-1. It's coming from 30 wins.
Right.
We had, quickly for this story, we had the title fight last month for the Extreme. Thiago Tiwi, when he was 12 years old, he got burnt his entire body. He had an accident doing a barbecue with his cousin. And I was interviewing him, and he goes, when I was in the hospital and I thought I was going to be blind for the rest of my life, the thing I was most concerned about was, how can I calm my mother down? And you can see it was real, and he was not supposed to ever be able. Now he's like 39-3. And he won the belt, and he won a story, and half of his body is burned, and he goes, Jesus made this happen to me. Even though I can treatment for this, I need to be like this because Jesus meant me to be like this, to be a word to show the people. And it's like you start crying when you lose a guy. And that's essence of martial arts.
That's right.
And that's what we love. That's the spirit.
Exactly. And let me tell you, he's got some of the top 10 on Tapology, you can see some of the top 10 fighters in the world. So if you're a professional, if you're an amateur 305 Fights champions, you want to fight in Brazil, contact 305fights.tv, and through SFT, we're going to make it happen. A lot of great things are happening. Thank you so much for your time.
Well, thank you so much.
Always a pleasure. 305 Fights, where the champions rise.